Director Zhang interjects, saying that if Jingming can perform this well with only an E-grade ability, then he must possess extraordinary qualities in other areas, such as combat instinct, technique, or adaptability. His curiosity grows even stronger, and he eagerly looks forward to seeing whether Jingming can continue his momentum and break into the top 10. Before long, Xu Jingming breaks into the top 10, reaching the 9th position on the leaderboard. His cousin, Tang Qi, ranks 12th. At that moment, Tang Qi realizes that Jingming must have been the mysterious figure responsible for the powerful strike he witnessed the previous day. Meanwhile, Mingyang, who currently holds first place, notices the sudden appearance of a new name in the top 10. He wonders who this Xu Jingming is and how a newcomer could climb so high when there are still 6 hours left before the exam ends. The name feels unfamiliar to him, sparking both curiosity and caution. Jingming, however, pays no attention to the rankings. He focuses entirely on slaying every fierce beast that crosses his path, earning ability points at an astonishing pace. His primary goal is efficiency, and he knows that hunting within the central area yields the greatest rewards. As he moves deeper into the region, he suddenly spots a hovering camera drone tracking his every move. It's only then that he realizes he must have entered the top 10, as those at the top are usually monitored for live broadcast coverage. Jingming understands the purpose of the martial arts college entrance exam to test a candidate's true strength and potential. The stronger one performs, the greater the recognition and opportunity afterward. He has no intention of hiding his abilities, knowing that being in the top 10 is only the beginning of what he aims to achieve. Still, before entering the core area, he decides to strengthen himself further. Despite accumulating over 300 ability points, the system has not yet shown any sign of a breakthrough notification. From this, he concludes that advancing from an awakened to an ability user requires learning a proper ability cultivation method. So, he chooses to continue improving his basic attributes, increasing his physique and spirit to maximize his combat capability. With his stats enhanced, he finally sets his sights on the core area. The core area is known to be the most dangerous part of the examination zone, inhabited by 9 armored tigers. From a distance, Jingming observes them carefully. Among them, the one in the center stands out, its body larger, its aura more intense, and its arm blades much longer than the rest. He immediately recognizes it as the armored tiger king. Excitement fills him at the sight, as he knows that defeating such a powerful beast would bring him a great harvest of ability points. But just as he prepares to make his move, he senses another presence nearby, someone hiding and watching him. Realizing he's being tailed, Jingming stops in his tracks and calls out for the hidden observer to reveal themselves. To Jingming's surprise, the hidden observer turns out to be none other than Zhou Mingyang himself. Even Mingyang is startled that Jingming managed to detect him while he was concealing his presence. He studies Jingming closely, puzzled by his ordinary-looking physique, which doesn't match what he expected from someone powerful enough to enter the core area. It's hard for him to believe that this is the same Xu Jingming who suddenly appeared in the top 10. Jingming, on the other hand, is taken aback that Mingyang knows who he is. Mingyang explains that he's familiar with every strong student capable of reaching the core area except for Jingming. So, seeing a completely new face emerge among the elite caught his attention. Mingyang then mentions that he has been observing the group of armored tigers for some time. Jingming frowns slightly, interpreting his words as an attempt to claim his prey. Before the misunderstanding deepens, Mingyang raises his hand calmly and explains that he has no intention of stealing the kill. He points out that the Armored Tiger King is a first-tier mid-grade ferocious beast, and with 9 armored tigers moving as a coordinated pack, even the strongest individual would struggle to take them all on alone. For that reason, Mingyang suggests they cooperate and take down the beasts together. But Jingming firmly declines the offer, stating with quiet confidence that he can handle them by himself. Mingyang decides to stay back and watch, curious to see whether Jingming is walking straight to his death by confronting the pack of arm-blade tigers alone, or if he truly possesses some extraordinary power. Within moments, Jingming channels his energy, violet lightning crackling faintly around him as he charges forward. His movements are sharp and precise. Each thrust of his spear pierces through a tiger's defenses, striking vital points with overwhelming force. One by one, the first-order arm-blade tigers fall, their massive bodies hitting the ground with heavy thuds. With every kill, Jingming's ability points rise rapidly. However, as the battle drags on, fatigue starts to weigh on him. His physical strength has been pushed to its limit, and he finds it difficult to maintain his pace. The few remaining beasts sense his exhaustion and let out a deafening roar that shakes the surroundings. The sound is so intense that even Ming Yang, hiding in the distance, instinctively covers his ears in pain. Yet Jing Ming stands firm, lightning flickering around his body as he glares at the roaring beast. He mutters coldly that such intimidation might work on others, but not on him. With renewed focus, he strikes again. His spear flashes with violet light, tearing through the final tigers in a series of blinding bursts until silence fills the area. Ming Yang watches in utter disbelief. He can hardly comprehend that Jing Ming managed to annihilate the entire group of ferocious beasts on his own. Meanwhile, Jing Ming stands amidst the fallen tigers, breathing heavily but smiling faintly. The surge of ability points fills his interface, each one proof of his growing strength. He realizes that by the time the college entrance exam ends, no one will be able to guess just how many points he will have accumulated. Strength, he thinks, is built from opportunity, and this battlefield is his treasure ground. As he turns to leave in search of more beasts, Ming Yang rushes after him, shouting for him to stop. He wants to know how Jing Ming managed to wipe out the tiger pack so effortlessly with just a spear. Was his power some kind of physical reinforcement ability? But Jing Ming doesn't slow down. Leaping up onto a nearby building roof, he answers briefly over his shoulder that he's lightning type. Ming Yang frowns at the response, skeptical. He mutters to himself that Jing Ming must be hiding the truth. No lightning type awakened could fight like that. Still, deep down, he feels uneasy. With the way Jing Ming's momentum is building, it's only a matter of time before his own rank is threatened. And then, as if to confirm his fear, the system interface flashes before his eyes. The leaderboard updates. Xu Jingming now stands at rank 1 with 1,122 points, overtaking Ming Yang, who drops to rank 2 with 985 points. For the first time, the city's top genius finds himself looking up at someone else's name. The teachers, the principal, and Director Zhang already see the update. Director Zhang feels the most impressed because Jing Ming, at only 18 years old, has already mastered advanced spearmanship. This confirms to him that Jing Ming is truly a genius. With Jing Ming's strong performance, Director Zhang believes Zhangcheng Second High School can make it into the province's top 100. He informs the principal that after the college entrance exam, he plans to propose a commendation for their school. Principal Zhao feels delighted and surprised, as he never imagined the school would gain such recognition because of Jing Ming. 3 hours later, in the core zone, Ming Yang wanders around, confused about why he hasn't seen any fierce beasts. Other members tell him to ask Jing Ming about it. When Ming Yang meets them, he notices they are all gathered together. They explain that Jing Ming has already killed all the fierce beasts in the core zone, so they teamed up just to stay warm. Ming Yang finds it hard to believe, thinking it's impossible for one person to defeat so many beasts alone. Tang Qi then points out Jing Ming's score, showing that Ming Yang hasn't been following the updates. On the screen, Jing Ming's points stand at 3,435, while Ming Yang has only 1,103. Shocked, Ming Yang can't believe the huge difference. Tang Qi calculates that Jing Ming has already defeated nearly 200 fierce beasts in the core zone. Realizing this, Ming Yang finally understands why Jing Ming was so protective of his kills before he had everything planned from the start. Tang Qi informs Ming Yang that since only a few hours remain before the combat exam ends, they plan to team up and challenge the innermost core zone. Ming Yang thinks about it and realizes that the beasts in that area are at least first-order upper rank or even second-order beast kings. He feels that entering alone would be the same as walking to his death. Meng Di, who is ranked 4th on the board, explains that this is exactly why they are forming a team. She asks if Ming Yang wants to join, and without hesitation, he agrees. Meanwhile, Jing Ming is in another area, where he has already defeated many fierce beasts. He decides to take a short rest since his supplies are running low and the combat exam is almost over. However, he knows that if he wants to gain more ability points, he must go deeper into the core zone. He remembers that second-order beasts exist in the innermost zone, so he needs to strengthen himself first. Checking his personal stats board, he sees that he has 2,413 points and decides to use them to enhance his spear. After finishing the upgrade, he prepares to move into the innermost core, eager to see what kind of second-order beast has been placed there for the exam. At the same time, the other members are also making their way toward the same area. The other team members reach the innermost core zone before Jing Ming. When they arrive, they see a huge bloodthirsty savage bear waiting deep inside. From the first glance, Mingyang realizes that they are in serious danger. Mengdi also understands the situation clearly, knowing that the bear's hide is as tough as E-grade alloy. Even a missile would not be able to damage its skin, and one strike from its massive paw could easily destroy their entire team. Tang Chi begins to feel uneasy and starts thinking that it is better to give up the mission. She believes that if they provoke the bear, they will face certain death. From her observation, she can already sense that the area is filled with several first-level high-rank fierce beasts guarding the savage bear. The moment anyone steps into that compound, they will be wiped out completely. Feeling the pressure and fear of losing her life for a few exam points, Tangchi decides to withdraw from the team. Just as Tangchi turns to leave, Mengdi notices someone approaching the beasts and quickly calls her attention. Tangchi looks back and is shocked to see that it is Jingming walking straight toward the savage bear. Mengdi becomes deeply impressed by Jingming's boldness and confidence, while Mingyang feels jealous seeing how much attention Jingming receives. Wu Hao, on the other hand, believes that Jingming is only walking toward his death by challenging those beasts alone. Jingming has already started fighting them fearlessly. Tang Chi feels worried for him and decides to step in to help before he gets into real danger. However, her teammates criticize her for wanting to interfere, as they think it is a foolish move. Despite their objections, Tang Chi insists on helping Jingming, reminding them that he is her cousin and she cannot just stand by while he risks his life. While they continue arguing, a sudden flash of light bursts from where Jingming stands. He unleashes his purple thunder magic, and its power is so strong that the brightness spreads across the entire area. The team feels the intensity of the strike, and Mingyang silently wonders if this is the same type of thunder magic Jingming mentioned earlier during their discussion. As Jingming continues using his superpower, he realizes that relying on physical strength alone is not enough to handle the large number of first-level high-rank ferocious beasts surrounding him. He decides to depend entirely on his superpower for the fight. When he activates it, he immediately feels how overwhelming and powerful the energy is. Observing the battlefield carefully, he notices that the bloodthirsty savage bear is massive but not very agile. He calculates that if he combines his attacks with the divine thunder of the 9 heavens, he should be able to manage the situation. Still, he understands that if the main battle begins, the smaller bears around the savage bear will become a serious distraction. To avoid that, he plans to eliminate them first. He starts by killing one of the smaller beasts and gains 13 additional superpower points. As he continues fighting, he becomes surprised by the incredible strength brought by the S-grade enhancement flowing through his body. The lightning energy inside him boosts his power greatly, but it also feels unstable and dangerous. He knows he cannot maintain this heightened state for long, yet he is confident that it will be enough to finish the remaining beasts. Jingming keeps attacking until only the savage bear remains. He faces the bear directly, striking it with both his spear and his thunder-infused power. After several clashes, he switches focus to eliminate the rest of the smaller beasts completely. By this time, the bear begins to move restlessly, and Jingming senses its growing anger as its underlings are being wiped out. He silently notes that he will return to deal with it soon once the battlefield is clear. However, the bear becomes impatient and charges straight at him, shaking the ground with its massive weight. Jingming reacts quickly, dodging its powerful strike with precision and rushes to finish off the last remaining beast. When the final creature falls, he finally feels a sense of relief. There are no more distractions left. Now standing face to face with the furious, bloodthirsty savage bear, Jingming prepares himself fully for the final battle. He steadies his weapon and channels his lightning energy, eager to find out if the bear's thick hide, like a living suit of armor, can truly withstand the might of his thunder. In no time, Jingming summons a massive surge of purple thunder that bursts down from the sky with overwhelming power. The energy radiating from it shakes the ground and fills the entire battlefield with dazzling light and roaring sound. The pressure from the thunderstorm is so intense that even his teammates watching from the rooftop can barely stand their ground. The powerful aura pushes against them, forcing them to step back as the energy waves spread across the area. At the same time,